Hi there friends, Travis here. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you, and of course, if you've been here before, welcome back. Today's video is kind of like a state of the channel address for you all, if you will. I used to do this kind of weekly, but those videos got repetitive, and then I was skipping weeks in between because I didn't really have anything to update you on, etc. Before that, they were Freestyle Friday, which that series is actually back now, hopefully. I believe I posted a video yesterday. If I didn't, then my bad. But yeah, so I'd like to do these types of update videos monthly, and that way we can kind of see what's happened, what's going to happen, what's happening in the world of travel, etc. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much that. Without any further delay, let's go ahead and move right on into the video. Alright, so as far as format for this, we're going to keep it how we used to do the weekly updates, pretty much. I'm going to talk about where I just was, where I'm heading to next. I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about my upcoming schedule, especially in this video because we're early in the year and I've got a lot of the next few months mapped out already. And then I'll talk about some sort of current event, a little bit of information that came across a couple of days ago that we can discuss, and then I'll close out with a life event. Yeah. So, as far as where I just came from, I was in Walt Disney World. We celebrated Christmas on the 24th and then flew the afternoon of the 25th to Florida. Stayed there through the new year, had all kinds of fun. We also did a little bit of Universal as well. So yeah, I had a great trip. It was amazing. Carlos and his siblings and family were with us. It was a little bit of a bigger group than we normally have. So that was fun. Unfortunately, it was crazy crowded. That was obviously to be expected, but we learned our lesson. I don't know that we'll be going up there that time of year ever again. As nice as it is to see the parks all decked out and do the extra activities and things, yeah, not our vibe. But can't complain about a big family trip like that. Overall, it was a very good time. We got back here to San Antonio on January 3rd, and I'm leaving again on the 13th for my first trip of 2024. Is that what we're in now? Yeah. And that's actually going to be my longest trip of the year. I've got 2 9-day cruises sort of back-to-back or side-by-side, however you want to say it, both going out of New York. I've got Carnival Venezia, and then a few days break in between, and then MSC Meraviglia. I've been on Meraviglia before, but I've never gone out of New York before. I was on the repositioning cruise for Meraviglia when she went up to New York, but I've never gone through that terminal going in, only coming out. And then as far as Carnival out of New York, that'll be a whole new experience for me, and that's their, Italian concept. So we'll see what that's like. It's kind of getting mixed reviews, but I am excited to try it. I tend to like the Italian vibe, as you all know, with MSC and stuff. So let's see what Carnival's take on all that is, and I will report back to you on that. In the middle, like I said, I have a few days, so Carlos is going to come up and we're going to do, the touristy New York stuff. We did that back in 2016, and I spent a day there after my Meraviglia cruise last time, but neither one of us have really done the Empire State Building, One World Trade Center, all that stuff in several years. So we'd like to check all that out again, along with food and, maybe some nightlife and whatever happens. I'm probably not going to vlog that in its entirety, but there will be some sort of video or content about that, I am sure. So obviously stay tuned for that in the near future. In total, that trip is going to take me just over 3 weeks from start to finish. So I'm doing a lot of prep and stuff right now for video content. The schedule will be light over the next couple of weeks. It's already been light recently because of holidays and stuff, so I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But with this trip happening almost right away, I don't have a lot of time to get stuff ready. But I am going to post as much as I can, and we'll get back on track with things as soon as possible. After that, in February, I will be in Vegas. My parents live in Kingman, Arizona, which is about an hour and a half or so from Vegas. So I'm going to go visit them and spend a couple of days in Vegas, and then, come home and whatever, hopefully don't lose all my money. And then the end of February, going into March, I will be on the Carnival Breeze out of Galveston. I have gone out of Galveston before, but that was before I lived anywhere near the port. Now I live within driving distance of there, so this will be a different way to cruise. I did drive to Galveston last time, but I was staying at my sister's in Austin, so I've never driven from my house to a cruise port and back before, so we'll see what that's like. Hopefully it's convenient, because it certainly saves me money on airfare and hotels and all those extra expenses. I'll be going out of Galveston a few times this year, so that'll be cool, hopefully. That March cruise will be with my sisters Heather and Maggie. This is the first time all three of us will be on a ship together. I've sailed with both of them separately. Hopefully the three of us can get along the whole week and have, the best time ever. And maybe that'll become a tradition for us. We'll see. After that, the end of April going into May, I will be on Voyager of the Seas, also out of Galveston. And Carlos will be with me on that one, which is always a good time. I think he's my favorite cruise buddy. I am a little biased, I suppose. And yeah, sorry if this was kind of a hard cut right now. I put on the same shirt and tried to get the background lined up exactly the same as yesterday, but I missed an entire bullet and an entire section. I was recording all kinds of stuff at once. So anyway, this is actually the next day. The clips that you'll see around this one are previously recorded, but I had to get this information in. You'll also see Today Travis in a future clip. If it's not super obvious, then try to guess where it is. But I have a feeling it's going to be pretty noticeable, but oh well. Anyway, what I forgot on this list was the June stuff. We're going to be at Disneyland in California. Last year they had a big Pride event there, an after-hours event, and this year they're doing it even bigger, even better. Carlos and I were kind of bummed because we were in Florida last year, and, Walt Disney World is great. We love it there, but there are some restrictions on how they do Pride events. At least there was at the time. They were kind of like being cautious. And so while there was all kinds of Pride stuff to buy and decorations and things, there were no Pride-specific events or anything of that nature other than the stuff that the city of Orlando was doing, which we kind of tried to participate in, but ended up not doing a whole lot of that. But Disneyland, California, June, we're doing it all. And so we'll see how that goes as well. And then tentatively, we will be going back to Walt Disney World in August timeframe. That's not confirmed, or dates are not set or anything on that. But we do have annual passes, so we do need to go at least once this year to get our money's worth, etc. And that seems to be kind of like the hole in the schedule for both of us that will work. So that'll be me and Carlos and whoever else wants to go with us. We'll see. But more about that coming soon. And that's it for schedule, because there are a few other things that I have booked, but it's a little bit far out and I don't want to promise that I'll be somewhere and then things change. And as far as the current event thing, the thing that I want to talk about is Celebrity Cruises just announced that solo occupancy rates are going up. It's not a new thing that cruise lines charge solo travelers more for the room, especially. They tend to charge at the double occupancy rate, almost like a hotel does. If you stay in a hotel, usually if it's one person or four or whatever, you pay the same amount per night. The cruise lines do the same thing with their rooms. The only thing that is less is taxes and fees and that kind of stuff that's charged per person. But what Celebrity announced is that they're now going to be charging more than double occupancy for solo travelers because of the loss of revenue of people buying stuff on board, etc. And so, for example, if I were to go on a Celebrity cruise with someone else, it would cost less total for the two of us than it would for me to go on that same cruise, same room by myself. It's kind of unfair. Some cruise lines are starting to put in more solo cabins and amenities and things, lounges, etc., and embracing the fact that more solo travelers are cruising now. Celebrity seems to be going in the opposite direction, and I really hope that doesn't come hurt them later. Their ships are a little bit smaller, though, so maybe they are seeing more of a loss of revenue than some of the other cruise lines with bigger ships that offer more paid things, etc. But as someone who does like Celebrity and who does travel solo quite a bit, that is a bummer. I've seen good deals pop up with them. I've even sailed with them solo in the past, so we'll see how things go moving forward. But as of right now, doing a couple of mock bookings, it does come out to more than double by myself versus bringing someone with me, which is a real bummer. If you're a solo traveler, let me know what you think of that. I get it to some extent, but also cruise lines are really starting to dig into our pockets in ways that they never have before, and so it gets kind of frustrating trying to balance this sort of stuff as we move forward, especially for those of us on a budget. I'm pretty lucky that I get to travel multiple times a year, but some people, save for months and months to be able to go on one big cruise every couple of years, and this just makes it more expensive for them, and I feel you. My heart goes out to you. I've already had to cancel a couple of cruises this year, and that actually leads me into the kind of life update that I have right now. Obviously, things have been really busy with holidays and such. Things have calmed down, obviously, now, but the big thing that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks is I will be buying a new car. Unfortunately, my beautiful Mercedes that I got after I graduated in 2020, I've had it for almost 4 years. The warranty is about to expire. I got it used, so, she's kind of struggling a little bit. And it's just time for something new. I haven't had a car payment in the last 3 years, so it'll be kind of a bummer that I'm going to have one now, but I have some cash set aside, and the value of my car to trade in should put me in pretty good shape with the payment, fingers crossed. But that's part of the reason why I had to cancel some of the cruises this year, because my annual budget for travel is about 10 grand, and now 3 or 4 of that is going to be going towards a car payment. So I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to afford moving forward. Certainly not as many cruises and trips as I've been doing, but we'll try to put in some smaller stuff in between and fill the schedule with as much content as possible. But yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I've got for you for this January update. My goal is to put a video out like this the first Saturday of every month. So I will see you again in a few weeks as far as this format is concerned, with lots of other videos in between. But yeah, feel free to let me know what you've got going on over the next couple of months, if anything. Trips, family stuff, exciting life updates, etc. Let's talk about it in the comments. And with that, I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.